This is just a brief presentation about the history of South Asia. India's dynamic history alternated between periods when the subcontinent was partially unified by empires and periods when it was composed of a shifting mosaic of regional states. This history was also impacted by influxes of migrants and invaders. In thinking about the reasons for these patterns, historians highlight the size of India and its diverse geography and peoples. It's important to remember that India can mean different things. Today, India usually designates the nation-state of India, but modern India only formed in 1947 and includes much less territory than India did in ancient times. The term India was first invented by the ancient Greeks to refer to the Indus River and the lands and people beyond it. When used in this sense, India includes today's nation of Pakistan. In fact, for the purpose of studying earlier history, India can be thought of as a territory that includes at least 7 countries today: India, Pakistan, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and the Maldives. This territory is referred to as South Asia, or the Indian subcontinent. The Indian subcontinent is where Indian civilization took shape, but that civilization was not created by one people, race, or ethnic group, and it doesn't make sense to see India's history as the history of one Indian people. Rather, the history of the region was shaped by a multitude of ethnic groups who spoke many different languages and lived and moved about on a diverse terrain suited to diverse livelihoods. Large natural boundaries define the subcontinent. Mountain ranges ring the north, and bodies of water surround the rest. To the east lies the Bay of Bengal, to the south, the Indian Ocean, and to the west, the Arabian Sea. The largest mountain range is the Himalaya, which defines India's northern and northeastern boundary. A subrange of the Himalaya, the Hindu Kush, sits at its western end, while a ridge running from north to south defines the eastern end, dividing India from China and mainland Southeast Asia. To the northwest, the Suleiman Range and Kirthar Range complete what might seem like impassable barriers. Yet these ranges are punctuated by a few narrow passes that connect India to Central Asia and West Asia. Most notable is the Khyber Pass, an important passageway through the Himalayas, making possible trade links as well as periodic migrations. The Khyber Pass also periodically enabled disruptive invading forces to enter India from the northwest. So while relative isolation provided Indian civilization the opportunity to cultivate distinctive cultural traditions over long centuries of isolation, during key points in its history, India was significantly impacted by outside influences coming through the Khyber Pass. South Asia, this is a South Asia physical map with the Hindu Kush at the northwest corner of India. To the south of the mountain ranges lie the Indo-Gangetic Plain and the 2 great rivers of northern India that comprise it: the Indus River, which is on the west side, and the Ganges River, which is on the east side. These rivers originate in the Himalaya and are regularly fed by snowmelt and monsoon rains. The Indus River, which is located in the northwest and drains into the Arabian Sea, can be divided into an upper and lower region. The region comprising the upper Indus and its many tributary rivers is called the Punjab, while the region surrounding the lower Indus is referred to as the Sindh. The Ganges River begins in the western Himalaya and flows southeast across northern India before draining into the Bay of Bengal. Because they could support large populations, the plains surrounding these river systems served as the heartland for India's first major states and empires. Peninsular India is also an important part of the story because over time great regional kingdoms emerged in the south. The peninsula is divided from northern India by the Vindhya Mountains, to the south of which lies the Deccan Plateau. This arid plateau is bordered by 2 coastal ranges, the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats, beyond which are narrow coastal plains, the Malabar Coast and the Coromandel Coast. The nearly 4,600 miles of coastland is important to India's history because it linked fishing and trading communities to the Indian Ocean and, therefore, the rest of Afro-Eurasia. Sri Lanka is an island located about 30 kilometers southeast of the southernmost tip of India. This region served as an important conduit for trade and cultural contacts beyond India. So now you have some idea of the geography of Southern Asia, South Asia. Thank you very much for paying attention.